Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchurch, and this is your outlook for March 31st, 2015. And the way this month has gone, with a very snowy month as a whole, with above normal accumulations, it is no surprise that this month is closing out on a snowy note for some. Now, this won't be a big storm. We're talking about a fast-moving clipper system here that's going to dive down to the southeast and not have a lot of moisture with it, but it might be just enough and just enough dynamics here involved that you could have some minor snow accumulations across mainly our northern areas, but might even get some mixing down here to the central areas. We're going to go over the NAM high-res future simulator radar and show you that. We're going to start off at 8 a.m. here on Tuesday. You see areas out by State College are already getting into the action here. The models showing the blue here as indicating snow. Rain would be, of course, in the green here. As we go a little bit further in time here, we're going to show you this dive to the southeast here. This is 10 a.m. And as it's moving down to the southeast here, some areas, especially showing areas of elevation. These are all elevation areas right here, showing some snow accumulations, or at least snow falling. And depending on how heavy that falls, if it falls heavy enough, you could get some accumulations of, mainly in this area here, probably about a coating to an inch, with localized amounts of 2 inches in areas above 1,000 feet in elevation. Could get a little bit more than that out here in central PA. Generally a 1 to 2 up to 3 inches out here, out by State College, Williamsport, places like that. So could be just one of those late season onion snows, as people like to call them. Not a big deal. Shouldn't be a big problem on the roadways. I don't want to say not a big deal at all, because if you get it heavy enough, we've seen that happen. Where even though it's falling in the daytime, if it's coming down heavy enough, dynamics can overcome even road surface accumulations. I mean, odds are against it, but doesn't mean it's impossible. So just be wary of that. And you see as it moves east here, we're now in the early afternoon here. Again, these are mostly higher elevations, still getting into the snows up here. But you might have some flakes mixed in, even though it's not showing it here. Our central areas right in here, I could see getting some snowflakes as well, mixing with the rain. But I don't really think you get too much in the way of accumulations there, and that moves into northern New Jersey here before it ends in the evening. That would probably be later in the evening when that would occur. So we do have our map here looking like this. This is our highest areas out by State College, Williamsport, areas pretty much across much of northeastern PA, northwestern New Jersey. Could be in the coating to an inch. Again, mainly non-paved surfaces, grassy type surfaces, but I wouldn't be surprised if you get any heavier dynamics, and you could at least briefly cover some at least side roads. And then 2 inches above 1,000 feet, these are your highest points of the Poconos for the most part. And then a mixing even in our central areas here down to the south. Might get all the way down to about Pottsville, maybe Allentown. That would be probably the extent of it. Some cold temperatures up aloft that will allow this to fall as snow in many locations. But whether it sticks in the ground is another story. Very tough to decide this and draw this map, based on what the models are showing versus what you're thinking in reality. All right, it's March 31st. Is this really going to accumulate? Is this really going to happen? Well, we have to go with the idea that it will. So not all areas will see this, but areas that it is snowing, wouldn't be surprised if you do see accumulations similar to that. So moving a little bit forward here, you see the system here on the GFS moving to the southeast. As it's pulling away, though, I do think the areas that were rain might change or at least mix with snow at the tail end here. And that's as the system pulling away, it's wrapping cold air behind it, and this continues off in this direction here, and quickly and abruptly ends the snowfall, I think, on Tuesday evening. And then going a little bit further here, this is looks like it's gonna miss Boston. Good for them. They've had enough this year. Going a little bit further here, we're going to have a very nice warm day. Starting with high pressure on Wednesday. The high pressure is going to be sitting right over top of us, so we should have a bright and sunny day. Temperatures a little bit below normal for this time of year, but nothing drastic. Could be reaching 50 degrees in many locations. And then we get into Thursday. That high pressure is going to sink off to the southeastern coast, and when you have this happen, return flow around high pressure brings in winds from the south. You also have a cold front that's going to be coming in the next day. So these temperatures are going to warm very nicely on Thursday. So again, one of those deals where you get any snow during the day today, they're going to be quickly forgotten, long forgotten by the time we get to Thursday. Many areas will be above 60 degrees, and it'll be very warm, relative to what it's going to be today. And then we go a little bit further here. This is looking like a Thursday night and Friday deal. We're going to have the rain move through. This will be all rain everywhere. Obviously very warm Thursday, Friday, and then that's going to sink off to the south, and it might be another bout of rain. Now, we were talking about this possibly being snow. The GFS was showing. The GFS has since given up on that idea now. This is now showing green, which is rain, which I do think is the right idea. All the other models that I've looked at are pretty much in agreement that any rain that occurs or any precipitation that falls Friday night should be in the form of rain, but we will watch it for a northwestern edge here, just in case enough cold air is able to mix down here in time before the precipitation leaves. So Saturday could be might be a little damp to start in the very early morning anyway. We might have a few leftover showers and then partial clearing late in the day, and that sets up Sunday. Sunday should be a partly cloudy day to round out the weekend, and then we're going to start warming up a little bit again because you got this high pressure sitting off the southeast, and you have the return flow around the high pressure. It's going to kick winds in from the south eventually, so we're going to have temperatures going up again as we get into next week, and hopefully we can be done with the snow. And we're looking at still up and down here till about the second week of April. Then we might be luck out and have a little bit more of a sustained warmth that you would expect for this time of year in spring. Hopefully that's the case. A lot of us have gardening to do, spring cleaning, some outdoor things to do with setting up your flowers and mulch and things like that. I know everybody's ready to go with spring for the most part. Let's just give it a couple more days, and we should be heading in that direction very shortly. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and that is your outlook for March 31st, 2015. Have a great Tuesday.